Donald Trump vowing swift punishment against the man accused of opening fire at an Army post near Savannah.
The Army Criminal Investigation Division is on site to ensure that the perpetrator of this atrocity, which is exactly what it is, will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law.
The shooting happened just before noon at Fort Stewart. Investigators say Sergeant Cornelius Radford used his personal handgun to shoot 5 soldiers. Tonight, those soldiers are in the hospital. All are expected to recover. Meanwhile, Sergeant Radford is in custody.
Active duty and retired soldiers are speaking out on this tragedy. Atlanta News First Nehemiah Watson is live tonight outside the Cobb County Sheriff's Office. So, Nehemiah, you spoke with the sheriff about the investigation and a veteran who was stationed at Fort Stewart.
Yeah, that veteran who now lives in Rabelin County just left Fort Stewart a few months ago in May. He says that this is a tragic situation, and he actually received the shelter-in-place alert during that shooting today.
Yeah, my initial reaction was shock. You know, I just left there. I know so many people still at Fort Stewart.
Army veteran Justin Howe had been stationed at Fort Stewart since 2019. After he retired, he worked as a civilian on base until May of this year. Even though he's no longer there, he still received a shelter-in-place alert during the shooting.
I immediately called my wife and let her know what was going on. And then I called my friends who are still stationed down there.
Howe says for a service member to have a personal weapon on base, they would need approval from a commander and that it has to be stored. There are also random inspections.
It's just a tragedy when we have anything like that occur on a military installation.
Cobb County Sheriff Craig Owens is a retired Division Command Sergeant Major. He managed the Criminal Investigations Division during his time in the military. Sheriff Owens says part of the investigation will focus on how Cornelius Radford was able to allegedly get his personal gun inside to shoot other service members.
They don't do a lot of car searches now. And so this possible way he could have got the weapon in. And he could have had it somewhere else that nobody knew about and got it, snuck it in and left it there. But there's numerous ways you probably can get a weapon in.
Howe also commends the other service members who tackled Radford, allowing law enforcement to take him into custody. Live in Cobb County, I'm Nehemiah Watson, Atlanta News First.
Nehemiah, thank you. And Georgia lawmakers are addressing the shooting at Fort Stewart. Republican Congressman Buddy Carter called the incident a chance to provide service members with more mental health resources.
We are intent on making sure that we address the mental health needs of our soldiers, and we want them to be safe, and we want to protect them just as they protect us. It's very important to the VA. It's very important to active military, and we want to make sure they have the resources that they need.
Congressman Carter added that he has spoken to the White House, who told him that any resources that the base may need for this investigation will be made available. Georgia Democratic Senator John Ossoff also addressing today's shooting, saying, quote, "Today's shooting at Fort Stewart in Georgia is a horrific act of violence. My office is in close contact with leadership at Fort Stewart to deliver all support it is within our power to provide," end quote.